Cupcakes might be good, but cake pops are delicious and a lot more fun. Cake pops are a sweet treat consisting of cake turned into a lollipop. According to the Food Network magazine, it is becoming more and more common for people to have cake pops for dessert. Originating at Bakerella, cake pops are now in Starbucks locations and bakeries all over. They are ideal for any party or event. From kids through adults, all will be delighted to bite into cake instead of hard candy. Making your own at home can be not only fun, but pretty easy too. Hi, I'm Allyson Curran, and today I will be informing you on how to make cake pops. I will begin by starting with the ingredients and materials needed, and then move on to the 15 simple steps for making cake pops. Well, now that you know how great they are, let's get started. The first thing you'll have to know is how to make, or the ingredients you'll need. The ingredients you'll need are cake mix. Any cake mix will be fine, it just depends on your preference and what you like. The next is frosting, and the same thing goes for this. Any frosting that you like will work great, as long as you like it. Pick something that you'll enjoy. You'll also need sprinkles for decoration, either milk or dark chocolate. Again, it's your choice, either one is fine. And then there are 3 optional ingredients that you can use that just add to your cake pops and make them more original and unique. These are like white chocolate, which you can use for decorating, white chocolate wafers, and food coloring. Now that you know the ingredients you'll need, here's some other materials that you'll have to use. These are a cake pan, a cookie pan, a cookie sheet, and an electric mixer. Now let's move on to the 15 steps for making cake pops. Step 1 is to bake a cake. Remember to choose a type that you like. Just make sure you enjoy it. Step 2 is allow the cake to cool. It is important that the cake cools completely before you start making it into cake pops. Step 3 is to remove the cake from the pan by either using a spoon or your hands and place it into a large mixing bowl. Then begin to break down the cake with using either an electric mixer, or you can even use your hands. Make sure that all there's left in the bowl are crumbs. Step 4, add the frosting that you chose into the mixing bowl. If you bought it from the store, add only about half the can. Mix it until all the crumbs and frosting are completely mixed and that there are no crumbs or frosting left over. Feel free to add frosting if necessary. Step 5 is to make balls out of the frosting/crumbs. You can roll them with your hands or use a cookie scooper. You should brown them with your hands to make them less sticky. Step 6 is to place the cake balls onto a cookie sheet. Then place them into the freezer to let them freeze for 10 minutes. This makes them more firm and easier to work with. Step 7 is to melt the chocolate. Remember, you chose either dark or milk chocolate. It's preferable to melt it into a double boiler, but you can really melt it anyway. The chocolate you use to make chocolate-covered strawberries is recommended. Step 8. Put the lollipop stick into the cake balls. Insert them halfway so that they are sturdy but still able to hold the cake. Step 9. Dip the cake balls into the chocolate. Be very careful with this step because you don't want them to fall off the lollipop stick. Step 10. Let them cool. You can place them into a styrofoam block to let them cool, but anywhere is fine. Step 11. Re-dip them into the chocolate for an extra chocolate layer and to make sure that they are completely covered. This is important for you to be very careful with this because then they might fall off the lollipop stick. So if you have excess chocolate onto them, you should twirl them so then the chocolate just twirls around and doesn't get into the stick, which can be messy. Step 12, add sprinkles, frosting, or toppings as desired. Feel free to add whatever you want into your cake pop. Nothing is mandatory and anything is allowed. Just make sure that you'll be able to like it and eat it when the time comes. Step 13. Stick the cake pops into the styrofoam block for display and cooling. Do this so that they don't fall over or get messed up after you've decorated them. Step 14 is optional. This is one if you chose white chocolate to add to your cake pop. If you added white chocolate, you should melt it in the same thing you melted your milk or dark chocolate in. You should, after you've melted it, stick it in a bag. A plastic bag works best, and cut a hole in the corner so that you can decorate your cake pop with ease. Even though this is optional, it adds the opportunity to write a name of a sports team, or draw symbols, patterns, or images onto your cake pop. It really makes it original and unique and is suggested. Step 15 is to refrigerate the cake pops. This allows them to be fresh and ready for when you are ready to serve them. Now that you know how to make cake pops and how great they are, you are ready to provide a fun new treat for any party or event. Whether you're a kid or an adult, I know you will be looking forward to eating these cake pops wherever you're at. All will be delighted to bite into this delicious treat and be impressed that you made it yourself at home. Make these cake pops to stay away from boring cupcakes and venture into fun new treats and impress your guests. Thank you for listening.